teams want to go home at all. It's going to be counted as a huge failure for whoever loses and gets eliminated. These are teams with extremely high ambitions, and particularly MYM are coming off a very, very bad performance in China. And you would think that they would really, really want to come back here strong in WCG. But let's see what happens here in the opening pistol round. Looks like MiBR is making their way down to Ivy with a couple of players, while Nak is making his way out of Pop Dog, or the ladder there. He jumped back in now and is making his way towards inner.
It seems like MiBR playing a little bit cautiously, just testing the waters here, which is, of course, the correct thing to do on that T side of train. Got to figure out just exactly what positions are being utilised. Now, we do see Luke here, he's watching the Ivy halls.
The bomb is in Ivy, so they're going to commit to going down Ivy sooner or later. We don't have an overview map here, so we don't have the benefit of seeing where everybody are. Right now they're rushing down Ivy here, bit one with Kogu, who has the bomb, and they're out on the yard now in front of the bomb train. Bullets flying.
So we are going to see possibly a CT defense here. Cuban picking up double USP headshots, FNX and BT take down the hat-trick. That's going to be Kogu as well. We've seen Neo here with the USP. Final kill coming in, Nak taken down. First round goes the way of MYM, and that's exactly the start that they would have been looking for here on the CT side, Jonas.
And look, he's standing up screaming, and a couple of the other players are also jumping up and down. And this is the kind of energy level that you usually see from MYM. It was totally absent during their match against Istro, so maybe this is a good sign that the Polish championship team that we've seen and enjoyed so many glorious, great Counter-Strike moments from is back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they do seem to have pulled themselves together a little bit. Like you said, they did look somewhat despondent, especially towards the the sort of start of the second half of that Istro game when they'd been completely whooped. Anyway, we are now going to see a T-push through mid. Looks like we're going to see, that electric box is going to be lit up by Fire Law picking up the FAMAS kill. Bit one did reply, those Luck and Neo pick up the kills. Taz with the final one to Nak. That's going to be those FAMASs put to good use. Only one casualty taken as well, so another good round there from MYM, 2-0 the scoreline. Really, we're not going to see them tested anytime soon until we see that first gun round, are we?
No drama here. MiBR saved completely, not buying anything, rushing the yard with Glocks, and that's, if you win that, that's a once a lifetime round at this level. Right now it seems like a couple of those players have a flashbang and they're all getting spammed through that wall and trying to hit inner, and it's not going to work.
Now Cuban with the so George Formley just picked up. That's Nak and bit one, Kogu and also BTT all taken down. Neo with the fifth and final kill. That's FNX chopped down by the M4 fire. And again, a flawless round there by MYM, so the cash situation definitely going to be in their favour. 3-0 the scoreline. This is definitely the proving ground now, though, because we are going to see, we're going to see MiBR with the actual cash purchase. Now, on train, I mean, train is, usually a fairly good ARP map. Do you think we could very well see Kogu take the ARP on the T side, or...?
As we saw Kogu earlier on against Istro, he really warmed that up, that big, that weapon of his, and it seems like he's equipped with one right now. As Lord gets shot in the face by FNX in the ladder room, Taz picks up the frag, and Kogu opens his off account by taking down Neo.
Cuban absolutely on fire. He does get that kill onto Kogu. That's possibly MiBR's biggest threat shutdown as Bit 1 picks up the headshot back onto Cuban in reply. Taz, your last man standing here from MYM. You see the grenades are going down into that Z connector. We are going to see a plant any second in the hands of Nak, I'm guessing.
Good round here by MiBR. They took the yard or the outer bomb side here with great teamwork and execution. And the last remaining Polish player just got taken down to a roaring crowd here in Cologne. It seems like the Brazilians have more supporters in the stands than the Polish players got.
It would seem that way from the ovation that we just heard, of course, but then again, they could just be applauding what could be, a shift in momentum to make the game more interesting. That's one of the things with Counter-Strike fans. They do like to see the closer games, of course, as we do as commentators.
Yeah, and this was certainly a big round that MiBR needed to win in order to get their first point on the board, and also the confidence that they can play with the Polish ESWC 2008 and 7 champions. There you go, Nak rushing out Ivy here, stuck and getting taken down by Lord B, while Bit 1 fires down 2 Polish players here, and Kogu has made his way into the connector.
How did that happen? I have no idea. Must have just rushed straight out of mid and across the train yard, which is something you don't normally see at this level of play, of course. We see, look, he's got that ARP. He is falling back over towards Ivy now. in the 6 stall. Let's see if he can actually hold his ground with that AWP. You can see him checking out the mid-train here. He's in a one-on-one situation going up against Kogu. Kogu with the AK-47, Luke with the AWP. So first shot here from Luke will win. Of course, if Kogu manages to get off just 1 or 2 rounds with that AK-47, that will be all she wrote. So one-on-one situation. This could very well decide the momentum of the game. Yes, picks up the AWP kill. Nicely done. 4-1 the score. MYM take the momentum back. And that's really going to hurt MiBR because the cash situation, it's going to reset now, isn't it?
Yeah, a huge play there by Luke. He looked the wrong way, but then turned around at the nick of time and was able to take down Kogu with the AWP there, like you said, even on low health. And that just put MYM's CT half in great shape so far. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the 4-1 score doesn't sound that much, but they got the momentum now under the belt, and we are going to see a save in MiBR, so it should go 5-1. If they do decide to heavy buy, if they decide that they're going to wait for Kogu's AWP, you'd have to say that it would probably go 6-1, wouldn't it? Check that, MiBR just bought, so belay that say round call there. They're on Glil's, AK-47's, AWPs, and Deagles here, respectively. Kogu, as you can probably guess, has the big AWP, and his Brazilian team is looking for him now to take or pick off some Polish players and punch a hole in their defense.
So in this situation, MiBR are pretty much reliant on Kogu getting that first frag.
This is a must-win situation here, like you talked about with the money situation. If they lose this, then it goes back to very little money, and Luke just got the better of Kogu here early on. It seems like he's refound his mojo here, Luke, after having a hard time against Koreans.
Well, Kogu now down, and really that light buy has seemed to have bitten MiBR in the ass here as the 5.56 rounds of LOD rip through FNX and NAC. We are going to see Luke from the Eagle's Nest here, AWP in hand, just checking out the trains. He's going to be jumping down, going to be dropped by bit 1 with the Galil.
Quite literally.
We're now going to see a little bit of a push here over towards left hand side. As Cuban picks up the USP headshot, that's going to secure the round here for MYM. And really, MYM now going to be in just a massively dominant position.
And this was a very, very poor choice of strategy here, I think, by MiBR. They put 3 players in the Ivy there with limited resources, limited nades, and it's much easier for the Counter-Strike team the counter-terrorist team to keep them at bay there when they have excessive grenades at their disposal.
I think MiBR just put all their eggs in the one basket and then just pretty much burned the basket afterwards. You see we got the another flawless round coming in here from MYM, so MYM starting to build a dominant position on the cache. And again, this is another map where it is CT sided, but I mean, you can force the CTs to eco if you are capable of almost going round for round with them. We're not seeing that so far though, are we?
No, 6-1 MYM and the Polish team are looking strong. Looks like MiBR is trying to make their way towards inner here early on. At least 3 other players are making their way towards inner. Or is that ladder room? That's ladder room here in the picture we got. Exchanging nades with Neo, who's in turn getting shot through the wall before he picks up a frag on FNX. Another one on bit 1. Huge play there by the star player from Poland.
Couldn't get the job done against BTT though. BTT now going to fall back down Ivy. It looks like he's probably going to go. He's looking towards those white halls, so I'm thinking he may very well go towards the inside side. We've got Cuban on the Z connector, so MYM seem to be fairly comfortable with the position that they've got around the map now. It looks like we are going to see Luke with the FAMAS kill onto BTT as well. 3-on-2 situation. This is not looking good here for MiBR. MiBR probably going to be without body armor as well, aren't they?
They should go inside here and try and have Kogu pick someone off with that AWP of his, and it looks like it's Naki's making his way down the stairs with Kogu. And there's a big AWP shot by the Brazilian star player on Taz. It's a 2-on-2 after plant situation on the inner bomb side here. Kogu picked off Cuban, and Luke is the only player left here. Takes down Kogu. He knows where the last Brazilian player is. That's Nak.
One-on-one situation, 20 seconds left on this bomb. You can hear the AK spray coming in. He picks up a headshot, nicely done. Plenty of time for the defuse here, so it's going to be a nice, easy, elementary one, of course.
Luke has had some time to eat his vegetables, I think, in between the matches here. He's coming up huge for his team.
It would seem like he's had his Weetabix. He does seem to be on form here and really carrying MYM to the victory. 7-1 now, the scoreline.
Or maybe he's just lucky.
Could possibly be that as well. Could be a combination of all 3, we don't know, but his game definitely does seem to have come on leaps and bounds since the last couple of games that we've seen MYM playing. So MYM seemingly found the form that has deserted them over the past couple of games, and I think we're now going to see a situation where MYM, they've got the 7-1 lead now. If they can take this 13-2, you'd have to say that they are going to qualify in the group of death.
And still a valiant effort that round by MiBR. They played it right and just came up short, really. That one-on-one could have gone either way, but Luke manages to get off the headshot faster than his opponent.
Yeah, I think the scoreline 7-1 is a little bit, a little bit misrepresentative of what we have seen. I mean, most of the rounds that have gone MYM's way have been 2-on-1s and 1-on-1s. It's not really been flawless victories across the board here for MYM, so much closer game than the scoreline does suggest. AK headshot coming in from FNX. That's going to be Taz dropped in CT spawn now.
This is quite definitely going to be MiBR's second offensive round here. Kubin is probably going to try and run away while the rest of MiBR is staying away from the blast of the bomb, saving their weapons for next round. And again, we're in a situation where if MiBR wins the next round, their economic resources will allow them to buy for several rounds. If they do lose this round, well, then it resets, and the pendulum swings back in the favor of MYM.
It's one of these situations now, really, where MYM they have to get on top of the sort of cash situation of MiBR, because that T side, they can, we have seen them light buy, and they do seem to be quite effective on the light buy. So cash is less of an issue here for MiBR on the T side, but MYM definitely, if they lose this round, are going to be hurting, and we could see the momentum shift. Anyway, Knack with the opening headshot to Neo. 5-on-4, 5-on-3 situation is bit one thing to kill to Lord. Look though with the M4 though. Looking like this is going to be a good round here for MiBR. Kogu watching out from Pop Dog. We've got Taz on the inside side, making his way towards the Z connector. The bomb has gone down. Taz and Cuban, your last two members from MYM. Cuban with the headshot. Taz with the M4 kill onto Knack. Moving now into the mid of the train yard. Flash onto Pop Dog. It looks like he's going to be checking out the forestall here for the bomb train.
Wow. Beautiful headshot. Some headshot there, long range from Taz, and some op shot from Kogu.
Oh, clutch play from Kogu.
What a phenomenal round there. First by Taz and then by Kogu, firing back with an extremely well-placed op shot on top of the Pop Dog train to take out Taz.
Well, if ever MiBR needed Kogu to step up to the plate, that was the time, and he comes up clutching a 2-on-1 situation, and I have to say that was some impressive AWP, and his game sense is almost second to none. The score in server now 7-3. Of course, we got a scoreline that, like I was saying, it's a little bit misrepresentative of what we've seen so far. The runs that MYM did take, like I said, 2-on-1 and 1-on-1 situations. So,
and to your point, sir, about how this match really has been much more even than the score reflects, we have now, after 10 rounds total where MYM has won 7, they're now on a say round with USPs only. That's how many weapons they've lost over the last over the rounds they won. So it's really been much closer, and MiBR is bound to pick up their 4th round. If not something very, very strange happens here during MYM's say round.
It would have to be something devastatingly out of the ordinary, to be quite honest, because as you can see, MYM seem to be spread apart here, and they don't have the, well, they've not got close enough here. They're just going to be picked to death by the AKs if they're not careful. As you can see, the BTT from the mid-train, he's actually going to get the kill with help from Bit 1. The bomb now going down on the upper side. FNX though with the double kills, Luke and Cuban both taken out. And we are going to see, MiBR in a dominant position. They've got control of those Z halls. They're going to have control of the back steps around the back of the train as well. And it's just one of these situations now where I think, Lord's got himself an AK-47, so the smart thing to do is definitely wait on that inside sight and just try and save it, isn't it?
Yep, you're absolutely right there. And right now the pressure is back on MYM, because all of a sudden MiBR are cruising here. They picked up a couple of rounds, gained some confidence in their own abilities, and have taken the yard or outer bomb side quite nicely.
7-4 the scoreline. What would be sort of average score here on train? I mean, it is a CT-sided map. Would you say sort of 10-5?
10-5. MiBR can get 5 rounds. They should be happy. So thus far, they've done a good job. Anything more than 5 rounds is a bonus, really, here. Because you expect the CTs to dominate this map.
Yeah, most definitely.
There are just too many places to hide. Too many places where you can get shot in the back from by defending players. So.
You know what I'm really looking forward to come the second half? Seeing Kogu on that CT side, possibly in the inside side, just holding it down, because his alt play has been spectacular now. Bit 1 with the opening kill, 5-4 situation here. Looks like we are going to see a lower site rush, bit one with the bomb plant now. It's going to go down, and it looks like MiBR are going to try and defend this from a retake here, which is going to be Lord, Neo, Taz, and Luke. Luke with the AWP. He's going to pick off bit one. It looks like we are going to see Neo start to move in with cover from Luke's AWP. Lord, though, with the M4 kill. Kogu replies into Taz, though, as Luke picks up the kill into Kogu. FNX with the AK double, though. Neo is on double. Headshots, nicely done. He's going to go down for the defuse. Plenty of time to do so. How clutch was that, Jonas?
I was going to say that Luke has been really, really effective this first half, and then suddenly Neo wakes up with 2 phenomenal headshots to win the round here for MYM, and Luke is all the way over and screaming at his teammate for doing a good job.
Can't blame him. That was about as clutch as it possibly gets. I mean, 2 headshots in what, half a second, near enough.
Yeah, and we got the scoreboard here to take a quick peek, and Luke is on top of the scoreboard here for MYM with 16 frags to 7 deaths, and on the Brazilian side, I think it was FNX on top of his team with 12 frags to 12 deaths.
Yeah, most definitely Luke to Kogu to do some damage this round, though he does have the cash to actually purchase out the AWP, so the 8-4 scoreline could very well go 8-5 if Kogu has his way. You see BTT setting up in the white halls. It looks like we are going to see a bit of a low side push here.
Yeah, and that was a really good, last round was a really good round here by Bit and MiBR. They got the early pick, and they were really effective in following through. They got the bomb plant, and they had an after plant situation that they nearly held, bar some freakish performance there by Neo, as you saw. It's really, really hard to do anything when a player decides to turn on that kind of a show.
Yeah, that was definitely a moment that Neo can stick in any frag movie and be proud of, as Lord and Taz picking up kills in server here in what is the 13th round of the first half. Kogu going to pick up the AWP kill into Neo, though. Looking like we are going to see a 3-on-3 situation, and you'd have to say 3-on-3, this probably benefits the CTs, doesn't it?
I'd say it's fairly even right now, and you could use 2 Ts to attack some place with a bomb while another one fakes, thus making the CTs having to rotate. So I would actually say it's the advantage lies with the Ts. And as you can see here, they overpower Taz, and they're going to get the bomb down. Kogu picks up Kuben. Has he missed an AWP shot yet?
I've heard like 6 AWP shots, and I think I've seen 6 AWP kills. There's the final kill from Kogu, just to put the exclamation point on Jonas's point. And we're now seeing, well, what really you'd have to say is a great comeback so far from MiBR. 8-5 the scoreline. Like we did say, 10-5 is the scoreline that you would expect from that T side. If they can take this, 9-6, you'd have to say that MiBR moving into the second half will be heavy favourites.
Going into this match, I was really hoping that we'd see an actual fight with 2 teams really wanting it, really playing it close, and thus far they have not disappointed us. The Polish players are now rushing Kogu, who's trying to get away for dear life here.
Oh my! Double Glock headshots! Doesn't get much better than that. That was just a thing of beauty. Lord eventually getting the USP reply, but the damage has already been done. Kogu does actually lose his AWP, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be happy with that 2-to-1 frag to death ratio. I'm going down as well. This is looking like it's going to be a good round here for MiBR. And like I said, if it goes 9-6, they're going to be in the dominant position, aren't they?
The smart thing there for Kogu was to try and get away, and he really, really tried hard, but he got stuck in the Glock bullets, figured that he was going to die anyway, and decided to take 2 Polish players with him. Turned around with 2 amazing Glock headshots there. It was spectacular to watch. Kogu now on top of the scoreboard with 16 frags, and that ties him up with Luke for MYM, who's also got 16 frags.
You know, it's been the surprising thing so far, but we really haven't seen this from MYM as well. They seem to actually be pulling together as a unit. Even though that, they've not picked up all the rounds that they would have wanted, they've looked quite a bit better than they did against Eastro, as have MiBR here, of course. Now, BTT with the headshot, as Lord picks up the M4 headshot to BTT. Looking like it's going to be an inside push here. Do you think that possibly we could see MYM hold the inside side?
This is the final round, though. It's really, really important here for MYM to pick this up. MiBR has come back valiantly and gotten a lot of rounds. Like I said, anything above 5 is really a good result for, or a good score for the Brazilians. And right now we're in 3-on-3 situation. Like we talked about, I actually weigh this in the favor of the T's. And they're going to go inside, less places to hide, more likely that there's just 1 defender in there, and Kogu has the AWP that can pick up the backup.
It's not looking good for Luke. He is actually resulting for the scout here as Lord picks up the headshot to FNX. That's going to give MYM the advantage. 3-2 is pit 1 with the AK headshot. It's going to be a 7-6-2 round delivered straight to the face of Lord. See, we got Luke here with the scout. Don't particularly fancy his chances going up against a full health Kogu with a scout. I mean, Kogu only needs a glimpse of you, and he will shoot that one pixel that you do
can
not
also
stick
see
out.
from the way he's playing. He's afraid that Kogu's going to hit him if he moves too much. And he has a scout now, 2-on-1 situation. Where's Kogu? Kogu's up top. I think he hit that shot, did he?
He did. You can see his health actually gone down. Kogu eventually going to take down Neil, so it's now a 1-on-1 situation. And Kogu switching out for the AK-47, doing the smart thing. He's going to be going up against Luke's USP here. Oh my God, clutch play from Luke.
Does he have a kit?
Oh, you know, that's going to be interesting because
he doesn't have a kit.
Oh, the bomb should explode then. That's going to be devastating. That's going to be an absolutely crushing bomb explosion. 8-7 the first half score.
Brazilian delight. Brazilian delight.
I mean, you got to say that was kind of fortunate, though. I mean, Luke was very unlucky, though. If he would have actually managed to connect with that headshot with the scout onto Kogu, could have very well been a different story.
It's a little too much to expect, though. He had a great half regardless, and what looked to be all MYM early on is now very much a fight here as we go into the second half with a score of 8 for MYM, 7 for MiBR, and place in the playoffs up for grabs.
Exceptionally scrappy battle here between two of the top teams in the world, of course, and it's all for the WCG. This is one of the major esports masters tournaments, of course, and I have to say that the standard of play that we've seen from the likes of Estro, MYM, and MiBR, you're probably not going to see this for much longer, are you?
It's been a very entertaining day here, and this is a great end to it. If we can only get a really great half here coming all the way down to the wire until one of these teams are qualified for the latter stages of the tournament.
I think it kind of is a little bit unfortunate that we are going to lose one of these two teams, though, because of the simple fact that they are, world renowned, and they would bring viewers to the video streams and such, and to the HL TVs. But I suppose at least we get to see these classic games in the group stage.
And MYM are hitting inner bomb site here hard, rushing down here with Glocks. 4 of the players at least are equipped with Glocks. Taz takes down Kogu. That's got to be good news.
I was going to say that's a key kill, though. That's going to open up that inside sight, and it looks like, MiBR stepped to put on the counter rotation here, but it may be a case of too little too late as BTT and FNX pick up headshots, but not before Luke and Cuban replied. So it's really is advantage MYM. They got positional advantage on the inside sight. Not seeing the bomb, though. I'm guessing the bomb has been dropped. It's going to be picked up any second. I'm guessing, yep, Taz now with the bomb, so we should be seeing an inside plant here because they have got a consolidated position all around this inside site. We can see from Cuban's perspective. Are they just trying to bait them in here? No, there we go. There's the bomb plant from Taz. FNX, your last man standing here.
This is unwinnable.
Yeah, there's the kill from Neo, and that's going to be the round on the board here for MYM. 9-7 now the scoreline, and MYM going to be looking to extend that pistol advantage now, aren't they?
Yep. Barring a freakish save round win like we saw earlier with MTW and Team Alternate exchanging save round wins, actually. This should be another round in the favor of the Polish team here that had a great pistol.
Yeah, and we also saw it on the match on Inferno between MiBR and Estro as well in the second half, where we saw an anti-eco strat actually work for Estro, so it's not entirely impossible, and it's but then again highly unlikely, as we can see. Cuban with double Galil kills, going to finish it off with the HE and the USP for the win. 4 kills that round for himself. That's going to make his kill to death ratio look just that little bit better, as you can see. 4-0 the scoreline now, 2-0 on the half, 10-7 overall. And really now MYM going to be looking to put the proverbial boot in, aren't they?
Yeah, and the outer bomb site is definitely a place you want to go here on when you know that the counter's team are saving because you have that distance that we talked about. It's easier for you can spot your opponents, you can pick them off one by one using AKs, or like Cuban using the Galil. See Luke making light work here of 2 Brazilian players before Cuban comes in and takes another 2.
You'd think that he was just as comfortable with the Galil as he is with the AK. That's obviously not the case, but the way that the Galil has been used by Lord is something really spectacular, to be quite honest. Cuban also doing a great job with the Galil here. So we're looking at a situation now with just Kogu left alive. He's going to be dropped by Neil's alt play. That's now 11-7. MYM just slowly starting to take the momentum here, and unless we see this gun run go the way of MiBR, it could very well get to be the situation that we saw in the Estro game, where the cash situation for the CTs is just indomitable.
Yeah, for MiBR it would be huge to win this round, and a good chance to come back. If they drop this round and drop all their weaponry, all those money is for naught, then it's going to be harder for them to come back. and tie it. Let's hope that we can have a good finish to this game. I'm actually rooting for MiBR at this point to come back so we can have the game go down to the wire.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing a little bit more of the Samba-style CS that we've come to associate with MiBR. But really, MYM just look like they've got the skills to pay the bills here. The Poles just in a dominant position so far in the second half. First gun round though underway, of course. We are going to see the AWP in the hands of Kogu as well as those M4s in play. So this is going to be pretty much game on from this point forward. If MiBR drop this round, you'd have to say that it's really MYM's game to lose from that point forward, isn't it?
And right now we were watching Neo heading towards inner. Lord B opening up with a huge frag there on Kogu. Lord B with a second one on Nak as Cuban can plant the bomb on inner. Bit fires back on Luke as well, and it's an after plant situation on the inner bomb site that's favoring the Polish team here heavily.
Well, we can hear the bomb ticking away. Cuban making his way back up towards the white halls. We got Taz covering the white halls as well, so obviously anticipating that retake coming from Pop Dog as a whole bit with the AWP headshot to Lord. It looks like we are just going to see a save here from MiBR, which is obviously the smart thing to do. I'm pretty sure that probably BTT will be able to drop an M4 and maybe even Bit 1 as well. So we should see another gun round coming up here from MiBR. But again, cash is going to be an issue. I mean, we're going to see probably a light buy, aren't we?
Oh, Taz takes on FNX and almost Bit as well. And you got two Brazilians that retain their weapons, but it looks like they're all buying here. Which is put them in a situation where they really need to win this round, or they're going to be in big trouble. You can see also the MYM manager is visibly nervous here, despite the good form his team has showed in this half so far.
Well, rightfully so, because anyone who knows anything about MiBR knows that they can come back from situations that almost seem unwinnable. As Neo picks up the opening kill to BTT, FNX and Bit 1 do reply though. 3-on-3 situation. Oh, Cuban double kills again. He's just been an absolute beast with that AK-47 in the second half here. And there's the hat-trick. That's going to be Kogu taken out. Luke picks up the headshot. Now a 13-7 scoreline, and MYM looking like almost unstoppable here on the T side. It looks like we could very well see convention turned on its head.
And they sent MiBR into an economical recession here, I'm afraid. And they know it because they're standing up, they're cheering, they're hugging each other like they've won. Well, guys, you have a couple more rounds here, but you're really looking good. And MiBR is in a tough spot right now.
I think, to be honest, recession isn't quite a harsh enough term for it. I think it's more like a depression at this point. We're going to see them stood outside the venue with chalkboards on, begging for work. If this continues, as Neo, Cuban, and Lord all picking up kills. Kogu, your last man standing, not going to be standing for much longer though, as he is taken down by Cuban's headshot, and that's now going to be 14-7, 7 rounds to differential. Is there any way back here for MiBR?
I doubt it. I don't think they can make their way back here. They have failed to be impressive here in the CT half on this map. They had a decent T half, but right now doesn't seem like they can find the answer. And quite frankly, MYM are gaining some steam, and the energy that we talked about earlier is really flying high with the Polish team right now.
Yeah, most definitely. We can see that they're really giving very limited respect here to MiBR. They're going for a 3-2 split onto Ivy. And it looks like they are going to get good position here with the HEs. The flash is going over as Bit 1 picks up the opening kill onto Lux. So it's a 5-4 situation. This is where really we've got to see MiBR start to capitalise now. Looking like we're going to see Taz take quite a bit of damage as Neo picks up the headshot to FNX, and Lord there with the AK kill as well. Every time that really we've seen MiBR garner some kind of advantage, they've pretty much thrown it away, haven't they?
Yeah, and Kogu's in that connector with the AWP. Neo knows it, and he dives off that tower to avoid that AWP. And this looks like it's going to be game point here with 4 Polish players left alive to Bit and Nak. That's going to have to come up with something amazing if they want to take this round.
Yeah, just Bit and Nak left alive, and I'd hazard a guess that they're going to try and save it because, well, we got 15 seconds left on the bomb and still got 3 members left. Then again, they don't know that Lord and Taz are both exceptionally low, where pretty much harsh language could take them down. Doesn't matter because the bomb is going to explode and it is going to go to MYM. Game point coming up here for MYM. 15-7 is going to be the scoreline, and I think Taz kind of unfortunately not to get out with the AK, but he's not going to be sweating $2,500 body armor and a couple of flashbangs, is he?
No, he's not, and you can also see that the press on hand here in Cologne are ganging up on MYM as they're expecting the Poles to win the match in the next couple of rounds. And they're all lining up with their cameras to get that victory shot that they're bound to get. If you ask me right now, this task is proving too big to handle for MiBR.
I think the more interesting shot might be of MiBR, to be quite honest, because they came into the second half with a 9-6 scoreline. Oh, Kogu with the headshot. It's going to be Neo taken out. We saw bit one as well. Looked like they both connected at almost exactly the same time. That's the crossfire that he was talking about, and MYM, well, feeling it right now as Taz and Cuban both pick up headshots, though, so we are going to see a bit of a little bit of a push towards the upper bomb train. It looks like we're going to see Taz, though, with the AK-47 frag onto FNX.
2-on-2 situation here. Could be for all the marbles.
Could be a possibility of a plant here. We've not seen the bomb up on any one of the players, though, so I'm guessing it was dropped somewhere near Ivy. Don't particularly fancy the chances now, though. Just Taz left alive. Do you think he can clutch this?
It's difficult, as we can't see from where we're sitting where the bomb is at. If he'd had the bomb, it'd be much easier on him. And yeah, it's too much of a chore. And Bit lives to fight another day.
Yep, MiBR hanging on by the skin of the teeth at this point. They do now find themselves in a situation. Really, this is just absolutely the worst possible scenario that MiBR could have thought of. I mean, if they would have sat down before the event and decided that, okay, we're going to be in a group with Estro, MYM, and ourselves, and we're going to be, you know, at this point where we're 15-8 down, I think they'd probably be surprised about that, to be quite honest. I think they would have been maybe expecting a victory over Estro, which really Estro have looked like the better of the three teams, haven't they?
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And now Taz is making his way towards the inner side while Lord B is down in the ladder room, throwing nades all over the place there, getting taken down by Bit. He's been really effective there, playing up close and personal on the outer bound side. Luke fires back, and this is still very much anyone's round with 4 players left alive from either team.
Yeah, obviously the communication is a huge part of MYM's game, and that's why we saw Bit 1 caught out of position. 4-on-2 situation, though. FNX picking up the double M4, and it looks like we are going to see, yep, there's the hat-trick kill. Cuban taken down. Just Taz left alive here, and it looks like, well, Taz has got the AK-47 to play with. BTT only has a FAMAS, though, so it should be easy pickings if Taz can actually get the drop on him here.
And the good thing for Taz now, this is a sort of a bonus situation for him in terms of being able to pick off MiBR's players and thus depleting their economical resources for the duration of this match. Remember, they have to win 7 rounds straight. And he tags Kogu while he jumps across in the connector there.
It takes some serious balls to try and engage with Kogu when he's in that Z connector, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he takes off BTT too with a 300-meter shot on the outer side, making his way into the connector. Is he actually going to be able to plant the bomb here? Yes, he is. And this puts the Polish captain in a situation where he can actually win the round if he's a little bit lucky here.
Well, one-on-one situation now, just Kogu left alive with half HP, Taz with less than a fifth. So
he saw him.
Let's see if Taz can pick up the kill. He does have the advantage here with the AK-47. Close range, of course, against the AWP of Kogu. But then again, as we've seen time and time again, Kogu doesn't bother Kogu. Kogu will stick that AWP right in your chest and fire at close range. Plenty of time for the defuse as well.
He actually rammed it down his throat, but that nevertheless, that was a fantastic effort by Taz. Making that round even close. It didn't even look like he was going to be able to do anything.
And like you so eloquently pointed out as well, he did a lot of cash damage to that MiBR squad. Only Kogu getting out of the weapon, and you just saw him at spawn tossing around the M4s. So
and you can see BTT is having to play with the FAMAS right now. And there are some maps in Counter-Strike where FAMAS can be effective. Train is not particularly one of them, as there are many open areas with long distances, great distances.
Nak starting to pick up the M4 fire. He's going to chop down Neo. So we're going to see HE come up into the white halls as well. Look, taking quite the hit. Lord also taking a little bit of damage as well, but not too much. He's not going to be stressing that. He's on 78 HP at this point. Nak, the only member of MiBR so far to be even touched. So MiBR are going to be looking to take 6 straight rounds here, and I'd have to say I would be pleasantly surprised by that. I'd like to see it, to be quite honest, just for the simple fact that it would give us an exceptionally interesting situation in Group C.
I agree, but I fear it's too much to hope for right now. But should MYM not be able to close the match, it would be exceptionally exciting to see an overtime here, possibly. Or no, it's not going to be overtime, is it? They're going to count the rounds.
It'll be round difference, yeah, because it's through the group stages. So, well, saying that, I suppose they could do it one of 2 ways. They could either do it over who had the most rounds dropped against Estro doesn't qualify, or, like you said, round difference in total. Now Kogu picking up the all kill, Nak there with the M4 kill onto Lord. Luke does reply though, so Not a complete loss here for MYM. 3-on-2 situation. Taz, the low HP as Kogu picks up another kill into Luke. Kogu, like I said, Kogu is the difference maker in server. He's one of those players of such a rare caliber. I mean, he is just a complete difference maker. As FNX picks up the final shot. 5 rounds now, the difference, and the comeback still on here for MiBR, but like you said, it's going to be highly improbable.
Yeah, Kogu's up here with 9 frags, and Kuban on top for MYM with 16. And like you said, Kogu is in fact a game changer here for MiBR, but he has to be able to pick up a couple of frags here every round, I think, if they're going to hope to stand a chance in the later rounds.
I think he's at least got to go 2 for 1 like he did with the Glock before to even give MiBR a fighting chance.
Bit in some trouble there, trying to go up.
No way of escaping that AK fire of Neo. In a 5-on-4 situation, this is where MYM going to look to press the action with this aggressive play, what they're known for. Again, Neo coming up with the goods. That's going to be another AK-47 frag onto BTT.
Oh, that's close. It's almost another one on Knack there, and Kogu's down. And that's terrible news for the Brazilians.
Well, we can see that we got Knack just being dropped as well by Luke, and it looks like the bomb has been planted.
Over.
That's going to be the final frag. 16-10 your final score. And, well, MYM are going to actually qualify for the single elim stage, getting through that group of death, and rightfully so, to be quite honest. The way they played that T-side, that was a thing of beauty, wasn't it?
It was, and as you can see here, the other matches we've seen the teams play out. There really is not much of a point here, as this Group C is over, it's finished. MYM and Eastro progressed to the playoffs, while MiBR, a world-class team that won the the Electronic Sports World Cup in 2006.